Hey, what's up? I am Tony Making Food Mata over here, and this is Tony Talk, a modified view in the culinary industry. As always, I am simulcasting on my YouTube channel and on my podcast. You can check out my YouTube channel at Modified Cooking, MATTAFIED space cooking. Go into YouTube, search that. You can also find my podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. You just type in Tony Talk, a modified view in the culinary industry. You can also, if you would like to send me a monetary donation, you can send it to Cash App or Venmo, TMFM1000. I'm trying to get some more cameras together for season 3, which I am going to start interviewing local chefs, people from the culinary industry, for the next season. But I want to do it right. I want to make sure that my cameras are right and my lighting is right, and I have all the equipment, and, that's what I'm trying to do. So, anyways, we're going to dive right into it. So, Tony Talk, a modified view in the culinary industry. The topic of this week is being too prideful in your work, or maybe not being too prideful, but maybe not asking for help. I think that's something that, some cooks, some people think that if they ask for help, it's a sign of weakness, or that they failed, or that they are not good, or they're just too prideful. And being a chef, or being a cook, and, being a chef, it's kind of, you do get kind of, prideful, and you do get kind of, I don't want to say cocky, but, sometimes you don't want to ask. There's been many a times that, I've worked in this industry for a very long time, and that, the front of the house will ask if the chef is okay. Do you need anything? And that chef is always like, no, I got it, or I don't need anything. And then they either fail to get the product out on time, or they make some sort of lie up and they blame the front of the house. And then it's just like, why don't you just, hey man, I forgot. I'm running 15 minutes late. I'm sorry. I forgot to order whatever, so why? You're together as a team, front of the house. It's not front of the house versus back of the house. We're in it together. We're in it together like Iserman, or whatever that song goes. But we're in it together, so you need to not lie or not be too prideful. Look, man, at the end of the day, it's all about the guest, right? So at the end of the day, you are the chef or the cook, and you don't have your product ready. Just tell the server, tell the front of the house manager, hey man, this is what's going on. The steak, maybe I overcooked the steak, and you can just say, hey man, I overcooked this. Now, the front of the house can go to the guest and be like, hey, the chef didn't prepare the meal to his standard and would like to prepare a new one. Would you prefer to wait? You could do something like that. It's kind of getting around it. It's kind of being too prideful, but I would rather have somebody say that to the guest and then maybe float them out some appetizers. Something fried that you can fry up real quick that you can get out in 2 minutes. Sorry, apologize for your wait. But I do have a nice calamari that I can get out to you. Would you like that? And then give that to them. That appeases the guest. And then ultimately, if you send them out a salty appetizer, they might get another drink. So actually, you can actually make more money even if, the cook messed up or the chef messed up. So you gotta know what to do. I would rather have the guest, know rather than, I'm fucking sending it out. I'm the chef. They're going to eat that fucking steak. Yeah, it's mid-rare. Yeah, even though it's well done because you're fucked up. So Like, don't be too prideful. You overcooked that steak, man. You know how many steaks I've overcooked? I haven't overcooked any steaks in a while, but I mean, when I was coming up, that it happens, dude. Like you're gonna mess up. That's the beautiful thing about working in the restaurant or in the kitchen and being a chef. It's just like, let's say you fail. Let's say you cooked that steak. You cooked it on the wrong side of the flat top or the char grill, or you're using a wood grill, and you don't have enough coals or wood in there, or you don't cook it on the good side of the char grill. Maybe your char grill's a little funky, and like there's a hot spot and there's a cold spot. You put it on the hot spot for too long. Like there's all sorts of dynamics, but like if you are passionate about your craft, you should be able to figure out like, okay, well I did this time. It cooked too fast on this time, so let's fix it. Let's make sure that it doesn't happen again. So like being too prideful, it's kind of like a chef thing, and being cocky, and like, I mean, hey man, like, I mean, I'm doing these podcasts and shit. I mean, but like, like I kind of know a thing. I mean, if I'm putting it out there, because I'm putting it out there like this, like, I mean, I know a little bit about something, and I'll back it. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, right? If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Call it out. Hey man, I apologize. This is whatever. But like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like 9 times out of 10, I mean, I'm not wrong. I mean, I've been doing this for a little while. But, that's why I can offer some of my advice. I can offer you, the listener, some of these things that I've experienced, this chef life that I've been in, and these people that I've worked with. I've worked with all sorts of different types of people. Whether you're male, female, trans, gay, religious, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, like the culinary world is this melting pot of people. And we go back to one of like the first episodes that I did in season 1. I talked about bonds and relationships that you make with your coworkers, and I talk about this jock when I was a burnout stoner. This jock who worked close to me side by side, and at first it was like, whoa, like I don't know about this guy, but then after going to war with this person, like every single day, like me and him became very close. So like, like we are together, we're a family. So like if you can't say, hey, I messed up, or hey, I don't know how to do this, then like, I mean, what you're ultimately like, like messing up things. You're like, like kind of like you're being too prideful, for this whole thing. And it's just like, what? Like if you're being too prideful, then and you don't want any help, then maybe like you don't belong like on my team. I don't think I want you on my team. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many, many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So don't forget to download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So going back to these things, like if you are too prideful, then I don't really want you on my team. If you're going to be that little cocky asshole over there, like I don't really want you on my team. Now I get it. I've been that guy, walking around like, hey man, but like still, like you need to ask. Okay. So like, if you don't ask, or let's say you're in the weeds, like you're like, chef is asking, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you have this? Are you okay? Do you need help? Do you need help? And if the chef is constantly asking you, the saute cook or whatever, the grill cook, and you say, no, I got it. But then all of a sudden you're 20 tickets deep, 30-minute ticket times. Then you ask for help. Well, you're being a little bitch because, like, you should have already asked for help. If you're a seasoned cook, you should know when to ask for help. You see that you are working the saute station and you have to, pan sear, live lobsters, and you see 4 come in, then you got another 2 come in, and you know that, like, you have issues with lobsters, or like the person who usually does lobsters isn't there, Big Joel isn't there, to crack those lobsters and say, hey, motherfucker, ask the chef. If you know that you're going to need help, the chef should have a sous chef or have somebody else that's working on a slower station. Hey, man, go help them knock this out. And as being a unit, being a family, you should be able to go over there, or somebody should be able to go over there and help them out. Like, you need to be able to help each other out. And if not, then, like, you need to work on that. If you don't know how to crack a lobster, maybe just learn it, YouTube it a couple times, figure it out. So, like, if you see that you're going down, ask, hey, chef, I don't know about this, but then that goes to the other side of fucking hacks. That's like hack fucking cooks, dude. Like, they see a bunch of tickets and they're fucking hacks and they're lazy pieces of shit, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna need some help. And, like, they have, like, 3 lobsters they have to split, let's just say. And damn well that they can do it, but, maybe they came in hungover, or they're just fucking just being a hack and they don't want to work. Like, then they ask you. So then that's, like, kind of like a cook being a hack cook, and that's like a cancer. And if you have that type of person in your kitchen, you want to get them the fuck out. And that was, like, one of the podcasts I did last season about cancerous kitchens. Cancerous kitchen staff people, like, just, you gotta dig those motherfuckers out and kick them to the curb, man, because, like, they're gonna bring you down. At the end of the day, it's about the guests, right? If you're too prideful, you don't ask for help, ultimately you're gonna affect the guest, and the guest ultimately, affects the business. And if you got long ticket times and you can't satisfy your guests, then what the fuck's the point? One of the most intimate things that I've said it multiple times, like, preparing a meal for somebody. Preparing a meal for somebody is something so intimate, and it's great, and you get the fucking rush, man. It's just like, yeah. It's like, you want those type of people on your team. So asking for help, when you ask for help, because you are not too prideful, as a cook, you might think to yourself that you failed. You might think that, fuck, I had to ask for help today. You might go crying in the walk-in. You might just go drink a bunch of beers, or drink a bunch of beers in the walk-in while you're crying because you think that you failed because you had to ask for help. Okay? I can guarantee you, if you legit needed help, and the chef is legit, and that you actually work in, like, a legit kitchen, and the chef helps you out, takes his time, or the sous chef helps you out, like, that's gonna be a lot better for your growth, for you being a young culinarian. That means that the chef might, you might be in the weeds, but, like, you might be in the weeds, but, the chef might be like, okay, sous chef, hoo-ha, whatever, Joe Bob, run the expo. I'm going to show him how to do this real quick. So then the chef comes to you, and he maybe shows you how to properly break down these lobsters. Take the knife, stick it right down the back of the brain, just, and then take it down. Take your rag, put your rag over the tail When you crack that too, so you don't get lobster juice all over the place, like take the back of the knife and hit the lobster claw, crack it open, then you're going to pan sear that in some hot oil, you're going to use vegetable oil, not olive oil, season, sear it in there, throw it in the oven. Then you take that claw meat and put that in there too, and then let it cook for 5 minutes. And then, depending on your oven, and the size of the lobster, it all depends. And then maybe when that comes out, you take some butter, throw it in there, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of more salt and pepper, Mountain with the butter on the lobster tail, get that stuff up in there, like boom, and then like plate it. This is how you're going to plate it. The lobster tail this way, the lobster tail this way. It's going to be split. Put the claws like that. Throw a little bit of fucking parsley on it or a microgreen, whatever everybody's saying or doing these days. Like, the chef takes the time to show you how to do that and how to bang out multiples at the same time. Then, like, you didn't fail as a cook, so don't be too prideful. Because, like, at the end of it, like, the chef's job is to teach, train, develop you. I just did the other podcast about teach, train, develop, and he wants you to be good. So, like, don't be too prideful. If you don't know, then you don't know, man. If you don't know, then you don't know. Like, So then you don't know, you ask for help, and you didn't fail. You actually learned. Like, right? You actually learned. Now, if I'm that line cook, right, that's walking around like his shit don't stink, and he's too prideful to ask for help, and, and he's somehow managed to make it through the culinary world 10 years, and he's still being a hack cook, thinking like, oh, I worked here and I worked here. I was this guy over here. It's like, all right, well, if you were this guy over here at so many fucking different restaurants, then why haven't you become chef? Why haven't you become supervisor, shift lead, line lead, assistant kitchen manager, or whatever, and you're bunching around, but yeah, you used to work over here, this, that, and the other. Well, fuck you, you're a hack cook. That's proof, evidence one right there that you're a hack cook. Because you bounce around. Like, you said that you've done all this shit, but you walk around because your shit don't stink, and, like, you don't even know how to fucking properly crack, like, a lobster or something, or I see you do that, or this, whatever, and you never ask for help because, like, it's your way, and well, fuck you, man. Like, there's proper ways to do everything, man. Like, it's like the last example, like the roux. Like, I'm not going to put a hot roux with, like, a hot sauce. Like, not going to do it because I'm going to have fucking lumpy gravy. You just don't do it. You follow the fucking rules and you'll be all right. Like, you're not Escoffier. You're not making it up. You're a fucking hack cook, man. And you're being too prideful, walking around like your shit don't stink, and you never asked for any help because you're fucking big, bad fucking cook, motherfucker. That's why you've never grown. Because you never asked for any help. I ask for help all the time if I need it. If I don't know something, hey, Google, how many teaspoons in a tablespoon? Hey, Google, what's this? Like, just fucking ask, man. Quit being a bitch. Quit walking around like your shit don't stink. And don't be too prideful, man. Like I said, like, at the end of the day, if you work in a good kitchen, like, your chef should teach, train, develop you. And your peers, your pirates that are with you, if they see you failing, or if they don't know, then, like, or if they see you failing and, like, they worked that station before, like, maybe they can come in and help you out too. Ask them. If you're too afraid to ask the chef or the sous chef, I'm pretty sure that, somebody who wants to be the sous chef that is working on that line probably knows what to do. So if you are too prideful and you don't want to embarrass yourself because you're going to get embarrassed by asking the chef on how to fucking do a cooking technique or help you out, then ask, one of the more senior guys. Ask them. And if that chef, like, doesn't give you the time to help you out, then I don't know if I want to be working for that chef, because he's probably a fucking hack chef. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, we're all a family. Band of pirates. It's a melting pot, and it's fucking a beautiful thing. And if you get that right team, of people on your line that go to war with you every fucking day, and Joe Bob slangs out steaks like no other, and then you have a fucking flawless victory. That's fucking great. Tommy Lightpants actually doesn't eat chicken tenders all day, and he stretches out the pizza great. and it comes out and it's fucking awesome. Then we sit down and have some beers at the end of the day. That's it's fucking great. Mike Walls holds down the fucking flat top. Jason Perry's over there, not in Zanny land, fucking kicking ass, dude. That shit's fucking great. You get like, you get these people and like you have this and like, it's a beautiful thing, man. Pirates, fucking melting pot. Fucking don't be a little bitch. Don't be too prideful. Ask for some fucking help, man. Just do it. Yeah. So, that was my little rant on being too prideful, not asking for help. So, I am Tony Making Food Mata. There's a culinary view on being too prideful and not asking for help in the culinary industry. Once again, as always, I am simulcasting. I have my YouTube right here. I have my podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Search Tony Talk, a modified view in the culinary industry. Check out my YouTube channel, Modified Cooking. If you want to be modified or know how to spell modify or modify the modifier, it's MATTAFIED, Modified Cooking. Check that out. Trying to get some money together, some capital together for the cameras for season 3 with the interviews. If you want to donate some money, Cash App or Venmo, TMFM1000. Anything helps out. I got to get this season 3 going. Almost done with season 2. I got about 4 more episodes left, and then we're done. Really excited about this season. Thank you for all the support. And once again, I am Tony Making Food Mata, and this is Tony Talk, a modified view in the culinary industry. And this topic was being too prideful and not being a little bitch. Ha! All right. Thank you, and have a good night.